What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Bugs' DCS Cruise. For this one, we're going to be taking a look at one of the new assets to DCS that Eagle Dynamics gave us, and that's going to be the World War II era Marianas map. I would love to do this in the Corsair. However, you guys know that I've seen a couple of my videos before when we explore different terrain. I like doing it in a helicopter so we can get down low and slow. We can land, we can check stuff out. So that's what we're going to do for this one. I'm going to fly the OH-6. We're going to do it from a cold start. I'm going to give you guys a quick F10 SA picture before we start up and get going, just to show you what we're going to be doing and the layout of the Marianas map. So, without any further ado, let's unpause. Let's take a look at that SA picture, and we'll get going from there. All right, so we are in our cold and dark OH-6. She is a damn good looking helicopter, I'll give her that. I would love to get the chance to ride in one or fly one day, but that's a whole nother thing. Either that or an MD-500, close enough to close enough. But for this one, here's what we got, guys. Here's the new Marianas map. There is another island up over here. We're not going to be worrying about that too much. We can't do much with it. So we're going to focus on the three main areas of this map. We do have another one down here. We're not going to visit this one per se, possibly, but we'll see how everything goes. This is going to be a long video as it is. I'm sorry about that now. I know some guys like that, other guys don't, but each of their own. If you guys stick around, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate that. It means a lot to me, and all your support thus far has been keeping me going. So let's not get off on too much of a tangent here. So we're going to be taking off on the northernmost tip of Saipan. We're going to check out the island. So every one of these air bases I have here are set for the Blue Coalition, so we'll be able to land at any one of them if we need to take on fuel at some point if we need to. The OH-6 is pretty good with fuel, but we'll see what happens. I've heard about 2 hours, give or take, and then you really got to start worrying, but we'll find out. So we're going to explore Saipan. We're going to explore Tinian, which I do have a little fun fact about that. And then we'll see what our fuel state is before we leave Tinian. If we need to, we'll take fuel on, and then we'll fly over to Rota. So from Tinian to Rota, it's about 50 or so miles, so not too bad. From Saipan to Tinian, we're about 7-ish, so we'll see what happens. Let's jump back into the cockpit of the OH-6. We'll get her ready to go, start her up, warm her up, and then let's check out the new World War II Marianas map. Alright. Controls feel good, that's always a plus. Alright, here we go, guys. I'm just going to breeze through the startup. If you guys want to see the how-to with the OH6, I've done a video on that. Go check that out after this video. I'll leave a link in the description for that one if you guys are interested. And any of you guys that want to fly a helicopter or see what it's like to fly a helicopter in DCS, definitely download the OH6. She's a freeware mod. Thompson and April did an awesome job with this. I love flying this helicopter. So you guys check it out for yourselves. Definitely worth it. Sorry about that, guys. It will do that sometimes. I don't know why, but just a quick hit of the escape key and then back, you're more than fine. And we have a good start. Perfect. Alright. Alright, I'm just going to breeze through the warm-up really quick, guys, and then I'll be back with you once we're ready to go. And as you guys can see, we have plenty of fuel. Should be about 325 or 350. But that's more than enough for what we gotta do. So let's let it get up to temperature for a second, and then we'll throttle up and we'll get out of here. And then we'll go explore the Marianas. I'm looking forward to this one. And I know I'm going to probably hear it in the comments. Why not do it with the new Corsair? That will be happening. Don't worry. I'm working on something to get my hands on that. I can't wait. I'm excited about it. But it will come in time. Alright, guys. Here we go. And for the nerdy kind of stuff, because I love it. I wish I could do it for real and hard, but 3G's top of T, WC's out, feels good. 2.5, 2 hours, clear, clear, clear. Here we go, guys. So the first thing we see is a bomb cart. That's pretty cool. We're going to make it pass to our right. Looks like that's the runway right there. And remember, we're on the northernmost tip of Saipan right now. So let's kick her over a little bit. Yep, that's the runway. Okay, cool. Alright, let's follow her out. And then let's work our way down towards Tinian. This looks really good. The old style houses like that, that's pretty cool. Let's see if I get a nice little zoomed in view for you guys. That's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. They did a really good job with this. In comparison to the original map for the Marianas, this looks really good. Well worth the wait, that's for sure. And this is also why I like exploring the maps in helicopters, guys. Like I said, it's low and slow. We can actually appreciate what they look like. Wow, the trees are waving. You can see the waves going. That's pretty cool. They did an awesome job. Let's get a little altitude. We'll come over this mountain ridge up here. We'll see what's on the other side of that. This looks really good. We got a couple of houses up here in the mountains. Wow, that's awesome. This is a lot better than I expected it to be. Wow. And we didn't even leave Saipan yet. So this map will be pretty good for jungle warfare kind of stuff. I have a couple of ideas, like a Vietnam kind of scenario, definitely a World War II scenario for sure. I got quite a few ideas already, guys. Another little small island out over there off our 2-3 o'clock coming up on. Not bad. Oh, this would make for a perfect Vietnam kind of scenario. Place a couple of SA2 sites over in this field here. And maybe a few more in this. A couple of AAA batteries. Oh, this could be lethal. And the best part is, you guys update DCS to the most recent version, excuse me, you guys are going to have this map added right into your inventory. Highly recommended you check it out. So it looks like we're coming up on the southernmost end of Saipan now. We'll get a quick F10 picture in a second, but that should be Tinian Island right off our 12 o'clock. So let's get leveled out, make sure we're good, and then let's get a quick F10 picture. Yep, okay. We are right where we need to be. Plenty of fuel to go. We're looking good. That's another reason why I like doing this in helicopters, guys. They don't burn through as much fuel as quickly as a jet would. So you'd have to either have tanker support or you'd have to land every so often. The helicopter might be a little bit slower, but much more efficient for doing something like this. And much more enjoyable. A little town down there, not bad. This looks really good. I'm not gonna lie, guys. This looks really good. And like I said, if you guys just update your version of DCS to the most recent one, you'll have this map right there with you. Highly recommend that you fly on it. Alright. We're about to go feet wet for a couple of miles. Should be about 7 miles or so. And then we'll be over Tinian Island. And then, like I said earlier, guys, I did have a little side fact about Tinian Island. So once we get a little bit closer, then I'll share that with you guys. Alright, guys. We're about to go feet dry over Tinian Island. So we'll be coming up on shore in a minute. So the little fun fact I had about Tinian for you guys is my grandfather actually served on Tinian Island during the Second World War. And he was one of the ground crew that loaded Boxcar and the Enola Gay for their missions. I think it's pretty humbling and awe-inspiring to be able to fly over the airfields and the land that he served on. I think it's awesome. I definitely thank him for his service, as any other veteran of the United States military. So let's just take a little bit of time. We're going to fly over Tinian Island, check out and see what it looks like, and then we'll continue on from there. I believe this is airfield number 3 we're over right now. Not that long of a runway, that's for sure. beautiful island, I'm not gonna lie. It looks really good. And we're only about 700 feet, guys. We're not up that high. It looks pretty good. A lot of farmland. But I doubt any of them have ever seen an OH6 back then, so... There's another little island right up there off our 2 o'clock. A lot of farmland that I'm seeing out here. A lot of farmland. Alright, our fuel looks good. So we're going to approach the end of Tinian Island, and then we're going to have a couple mile flight out over the water, over to Rhode Island. So once we get a little bit closer to the coast, I'll give you guys a quick F10 picture, and I'll show you where we're going from here. So the flight over the water for X amount of miles is going to be a little disorienting, a little challenging. So we're going to be working mainly on our instruments for the most part, because it's all going to look the same no matter which way we look, left, right, in front of us or behind us. So this will also be the longest water transition, or feet wet transition, I've done in the helicopter. So this should be interesting, guys. We got this. We got plenty of fuel. Everything looks good. Alright, so let's get the quick F10 picture for you guys. So we're coming over the end of Tinian now. We're going to be heading 214 for about 50 miles, so... hang in if you guys want. Enjoy the flight. and we'll be over Rhode Island in a little bit. I'm not going to say much from here on out, guys. We're just going to enjoy the flight, enjoy the sights and the sounds. And I'll be back with you guys once we get over Rhode Island. As you guys can see, everything looks like it's standing still right about now, but it's really not. We're moving ahead at about 90 knots, 800 feet. We're headed pretty much where we gotta go, so this is only a taste of what's to come for the flight out to the Big Island. We got plenty of fuel to go, so it's just a test of patience, nerves, and let's see how good of a pilot I actually am with the OH-6. Alright, so here we are, guys. We're right over this island right here, right now. It is South of Tinian. So we do have another 44 miles to go. So let's hang in there. And let's just enjoy the flight. Alright guys, like I said, I'm not going to say too much from here on out. I just got to concentrate on flying the helicopter. I'm on pure instruments now. There are going to be 0 landmarks for me until the island starts coming up in a couple of miles. So we got to pay attention to what we're doing here. When we do that, we just watch our instruments, we'll be perfectly fine. I will talk to you guys sporadically throughout, but I'm just gonna get our lights turned on a little bit here. Much better. At least now I can see our fuel gauge and see what we're looking at here, but we're looking pretty good. We're sitting just above 200 pounds or 2,000 pounds. I can't see the fine print on it right now, so forgive me for that one, but we should be fine. Alright, that's it guys. Like I said, there's nothing around us but empty ocean. So we're purely on instruments right now. Little side note with doing something like this, it can be extremely disorienting, especially if you're a new pilot to DCS. It most certainly can be disorienting. Just have a little bit of patience. You'll be able to get it. It just takes a little bit of time. Alright, and I see an island off in the distance, so we're looking good. Let's level her out again. Yep, that's rudder. So we're looking good, guys. We're right where we need to be. We're about 39 miles out. Granted, this would have been much faster with an airplane or a jet, but it's more enjoyable with a helicopter. Much more enjoyable. And like I said, guys, I apologize in the beginning. This is going to be a longer video, but it's well worth it. weather seems like it's closing in a little bit more. Interesting. Alright, we'll run it out, we'll see what happens. Alright, we're almost there, guys. It's getting a little bit closer. So just a little bit longer, and then we'll be where we gotta be. Speeding the helicopter. That is not good. We don't need any issues over the open water. Let's not do that. Alright guys, let's check back in with these for a couple of minutes here. I know, I'm sorry this is a long one, but it's a test of endurance just as well. But we're almost there. And I can see the coastline in sight now. Just a little bit longer, and then once we get over there, we'll look around Rhoda, and then we'll touch down, and then we'll shut down. So I'm just going to concentrate on flying again. I'll be back with you once we're feet dry over Rhoda Island. Fuel looks good. T's and P's look good. All right, guys. So we're getting a lot closer to Rhoda. You guys can see the beach right in front of us. We should be there in a couple of minutes. So far, so good. We got plenty of fuel left. Things looking pretty good. So we'll check out the sound a little bit once we get over it, and then we'll go from there. guys. Here we go. Welcome to Rhode Island. And for those of you guys that stuck in this far, thank you guys so much. I really, really appreciate that. I really hope you guys enjoy the content that I put out for you guys. I enjoy making it. So, as long as you guys enjoy watching it, I'll keep making it for you guys. Alright, let's take a little bit of a look around here, see what we can find. And then a nice comfy landing spot. Once we find that, we'll settle down there and we'll shut down. So let's just take a look around Rhoda for a little bit and see if we can stumble across. Here's an airbase for sure. Yeah, this is most certainly an airbase. Okay. Let's pop up a little bit. Alright, so we'll bring it out over that little piece of that island right there. Then we'll spin it around and we'll bring it back to that airbase. We'll land, we'll shut down, and I'll give you guys my final thoughts on it so far. Alright guys, so we're gonna bring it back to that airbase that we saw earlier. We found a nice place to land. And we'll shut her down. So I'll give you guys my thoughts on it now on the flight back in. I really like this map. This is really cool. They did an excellent job with it. I already have quite a few good ideas that I want to do with this, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. If you guys want to explore it even further, I recommend doing it in a helicopter. That's with any map, but definitely check this one out. It's really cool looking. They did an excellent job making the World War II variant of it. There's not much more I can say about it. They did an excellent job with it. I really highly recommend you guys give this a shot and try flying on this map. Alright, let's find our airbase. And let's go land this baby. Is. Yep, that's her. Alright. Let's find a nice little place to land. Alright guys, we made it down. Not bad. Alright, well, I really hope you guys enjoyed that little tour of the new Marianas map. I know I most certainly did. It looks really good. Like I said, I got a couple of good ideas or missions for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe for more, and until the next sortie, strap in, arm up the seat, and keep flying.